In a roof design that needs adjusting to help facilitate the shedding of water and/or snow, a cricket will need to be created. In Envisioneer, we will create the cricket using surfaces and adding it to a parallel gable roof design. First, we need to know the height of the fascia board. We do this by opening the properties of the roof by double-clicking on one of the fascia edges. In the properties, we can see that the E fascia distance is set to 8 foot 5/8. We're going to copy that value out by simply pressing Ctrl C on our keyboard. We can then simply select Cancel. Now that we have the fascia distance value, we can map out exactly where we want the roof lines for our cricket to be. We're going to type L on our keyboard, or if you like to use the menus, you can go up to Tools, Layout, and Line. And we're going to start on the left-hand side, and we're going to snap to the center of the 25-foot wall. We're going to left-click once, move our mouse over, and we're going to snap to the center of the right-hand wall, and we're going to left-click again. We're then going to right-click and select Finish. We have now established where our ridge line will be for our cricket roof. When the parallel gable roof was created, we had established drafting lines to mark the edges of the fascia. We are going to use those lines once again to help create the fascia of our cricket roof. These lines were created by offsetting a center line 1 foot 4 inches to the left and to the right. We now need to mark out the ridge lines of our gable roofs so that we have an intersection to snap to. We're going to select one of the vertical lines, and then we're going to right click and we're going to select Duplicate. I'm going to left click on the end of that line. I'm going to move it over. I'm going to snap it to the edge of the ridge line of our gable roof. I'm going to duplicate this line over to the opposite ridge as well. So I'm just going to bring it over and snap it to there. These new lines are going to be our guidelines for creating our roof surface. Now we're going to go up and we're going to select underneath the Building tab. You can select the Surfaces button, or if you like to use the menu, again under Insert, Surfaces, and Surfaces. The catalog on the right-hand side is going to populate with all the different roof surfaces available to us, and we're just going to select the asphalt shingle roof surface. When creating a surface, the fascia edge should always be established first, as this denotes where the roof surface slope starts. So we're going to left-click on one of the vertical lines, and then we're going to left-click again on the second vertical line. That establishes our fascia for our cricket. Now we need to select the intersections to create our actual cricket roof. We will need to turn ortho off to do this, so you can simply press F8 on your keyboard, or you can go down into the commander and disable ortho by left clicking on it. We're then just going to snap to the intersection. We're going to move over to the opposite side, and we're going to left click in that intersection. Once we've selected those points, we're going to right click and we're going to select Finish. If at any point you made a mistake, you can select Step Back. We're going to click Finish. This will bring up the Define Surface dialog box. We are going to make the slope of our cricket be a 312 slope. We want to make sure that it stays as a shingle roof, so 312 will be a good slope for us. We're going to lock in the value of 312, and by locking this value in, we're essentially telling it that no matter what we change in the lower or upper points, that roof slope will always stay a 312 slope. We do know that our lower point should be that 8 foot and 5/8 distance. So we're going to actually highlight in that area, and then we're just going to type in Control V on our keyboard to paste in that value. We're then going to press OK. We now need to move the roof surface so that it meets up with the edge of the gable fascia. We're going to select our surface, and we're going to use the grips to do that. We're going to left click and hold on this blue grip, and then we're going to snap it so that it hits the fascia of our gable roofs. Now that we've moved the actual fascia back, we've adjusted the actual height of that surface. So what we want to do is we also want to adjust the arrow that represents the slope. So we're going to zoom in and we're going to select the hollow blue grip of that arrow, and we're going to snap it to the exact same point. Now that we've adjusted where the fascia sits and where the start of our slope is, we do need to redefine our surface. So we're going to right click, Surface Commands, Define Surface. We're again going to make sure that we lock the slope value at 3, but we want to make sure that our lower point is that 8 foot and 5/8 inch. So we're just going to copy that value back in, and then we're going to lock it again. And that again will make sure that our surface is at the correct height. This creates the slope surface at the correct height for us, but we still need to adjust the sides of the Cricut roof as we are combining two different slope roof surfaces together. In this example, I'm going to need to offset my ridge lines in 3 foot 6 inches. I'm going to select my first line, right click, duplicate, and I'm just going to duplicate this line in 3 foot 6 inches. I'm going to do the same on the right hand side. Now that I have the lines added in, I'm just going to select the surface. I'm going to use the hollow blue grip, and I'm just going to snap it to the edge of that intersection on both sides. We have now created the first Cricut surface, and all we need to do now is mirror the surface over to the opposite side. Make sure that you have enabled ortho by pressing F8 on your keyboard, or by simply clicking on ortho. With the surface selected, we're going to right click, mirror, and we're going to mirror this around the ridge point, and I'm going to move my mouse over to the right. And once I do that, I will get an option for deleting the original object. In this case, no, we do not want to delete the original Cricut surface, so we're going to say no. That now creates our Cricut roof, and if we go into a 3D view, we can see how that Cricut roof is now added in between our two gable roofs to allow for water and snow to be shed. We hope this tooltip helps you moving forward. If you like what we are creating, press the like button and be sure to subscribe for future videos. If you have any comments, please let us know in the comment section below. Thank you very much.